I've spent almost 8 years beauty maxing. I think the vast majority of women grossly underestimate how long true beauty optimization takes. I've been beauty maxing since I was 23 years old. True beauty maxing requires a level of investment most women are not willing to make. It takes money and it takes time. That's a total of 8 years of trial and error, doing expensive treatment shows, routines, everything, you name it. Looking fugly for a period of time. 8 years of trying to figure out what works and what works for me. But to truly reach your maximum level of beauty from the inside out requires months to years. What most people get wrong about beauty, it's not just aesthetics, it's not just how you look. Beauty is an essence. Beauty is your spirit. It's about your biology, it's about your presence, it's about your essence, it's about youth, not necessarily your age, but youth, because you can be older and still be youthful.
Hey guys, welcome back to Chile's Health Den, the place where we talk about beauty, confidence, hygiene, self-care, and becoming the best version of yourself naturally. And in today's Girl Talk topic is honestly something many girls are finally starting to understand in 2026. Beauty maxing. Not changing yourself into another person, but learning the small habits that quietly make someone look healthier, cleaner, more feminine, and more attractive naturally. Because honestly, a lot of beautiful girls are not necessarily perfect, they just understand themselves well.
Have you ever seen a woman that looks so good that you honestly want to know how is she doing it? I mean, it's just like her look is perfection. She's pretty, she's gorgeous, she dresses well. Just everything about her looks like it takes a lot of time. Well, she's beauty maxing. And beauty maxing and looks maxing is not the same. Here's why. The term looks maxing is all about women thinking they need to do cosmetic surgery. Beauty maxing is all about taking what God gave you and maxing that beauty to its full potential. You don't need to do anything surgical. You just need to understand your formula and understand your beauty. When I talk about the number scale, I'm not saying that a woman is ugly. I'm looking at a woman and saying, is she fully maxing out her beauty from 1 to 10? If I say you're a 4, like when I say Taylor Swift is a 4, without makeup, that's her base level, not fully maxing out her beauty. It doesn't mean that she's ugly. It just means that she can go higher up with her beauty if she just puts in more effort. When I talk about the scale, I am talking about effort in your look. I'm not putting you down as a woman. Every woman can look beautiful, can be a 10. She just has to put effort in her look.
And I honestly agree with this so much because social media sometimes makes beauty feel impossible. People think beauty only comes from money or expensive products or maybe perfect genetics. But in reality, small habits change somebody's appearance more than people realize. That's the truth. If you take your routine seriously, with simple things like clean hair, healthy skin, good posture, lip care, hygiene, sleep, and confidence, already those things make a huge difference. Sometimes the glow up people admire is really just consistency.
You don't know how to present yourself properly, but you keep on buying new clothes. Let me tell you exactly what to do. First, you need to learn your formula, your best colors, your best silhouettes, your best hairstyle, your best makeup style. Consistency is what makes you look expensive and considered. I have a cool neutral undertone and I suit a winter palette. I know dark hair looks the very best on me, closely followed by a very pale, very ash blonde. Nothing in between. I also know that I don't like very full and heavy glam on me. I used to, but I don't anymore. This look suits me best. Secondly, you must prioritize fit over brands. A £40 pair of trousers that are tailored to fit you will always look better than a £400 pair straight off the rack. Tailor your hems, Adjust your waistlines. Steam your clothes. These are 3 extremely necessary tips for making sure you look your best even if you're on a budget. Third, maintain the details. Healthy hair, groomed brows, and neat nails. Make sure your shoes are clean. Make sure your bag is in good condition. Presentation usually falters around the edges first. It's in those small details that people can see whether you are completely put together or simply just half-assing it. Fourth, you must stop reinventing yourself every single month. Real style is repetition, and all the women you look up to have the best style, have their formula, know their formula, and stick to it. You work with what you have, you refine it, and then you make it completely and perfectly yours.
If you want to look irresistibly attractive, but you have no money, you are broke, you might be in college, you're a teenager, you're a single mom, you have real bills, real responsibilities, but somehow you want to still maximize the beauty that God gave you, this is a video for you. I started my beauty maxing journey at 23. I was not making a lot of money, but I was committed to becoming the absolute best version of myself. So here are some of my tips and tricks on how you can beauty max while being broke. First thing I did was weaponize hygiene. That's going to give you your highest return on investment with $0. The attractiveness is really just being extremely well maintained. Smelling clean, looking fresh, iron your clothes, use a lint roller, clean nails, even if your nails aren't done. The second thing I did was fix my inflammation. Immediately, I started eating an anti-inflammatory diet, getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. Third thing I focused on to max out my beauty while being broke was to focus on good, clean skincare. Double cleansing my face every night with whatever cleanser I could afford at the time. And I'm not telling y'all to do any of this. This is not scientifically proven. It's just what worked for me when I had zero money, okay? So I put toothpaste on my pimples. I also would wash my face with antibacterial soap. Let me know in the comments if you have any more skincare tips to share. I don't know what number I'm on, but number 4, I think it's number 4. The goal when it comes down to clothes is just looking polished. I learned how to sew. I learned how to put buttons on, because like when you buy cheap clothes, the buttons are always popping off. I didn't have a lot of clothes. I remember having one pair of jeans for several years. I used to shop at Rainbow, Forever 21. At the time, me used to cheap and clean. Yeah, and I had no shame in that because I knew I was on a journey. Beauty maxing while being broke isn't about buying more. It's about aggressively maintaining what you already have. Anyways, that's all that I have for now. Beauty will cost you, but it's an investment worth making.
And this is probably the realest beauty advice ever, because if somebody is struggling financially, that does not mean they can't look beautiful or presentable. You find that many people underestimate how much hygiene and health affect appearance. Simple things we fail to do, like drinking water, sleeping properly, wearing clean, fitted clothes, and taking care of skin consistently. And don't also forget smelling fresh and eating healthier. Those things are important in one's beauty life. Okay, because those habits may look easy, but they quietly improve somebody's appearance over time. And people misunderstand this. Some of the prettiest girls are not always the richest girls. Sometimes they are simply the girls who look clean, healthy, peaceful, and confident. That energy alone stands out naturally without forcing anything.
I'm a makeup artist, and the goal for me is to always look glowy, fresh, and sculpted. And today I'm going to show you how to get this look with Haus Labs. I always use 2 shades of concealer, one to correct and one to brighten. And with the concealer brush, I'm just going to go in and blend out the warmer shade just to correct underneath my eyes in any areas that I feel like I have dark spots. I love this concealer brush because it blends out the concealer so precise that it just gives an airbrush finish. Next, I'm going to go in with the foundation brush and the Haus Labs foundation to give an even, flawless base. I like to apply the foundation to the back of my hand and really mesh it into the brush so I make sure that I get a nice, flawless base. This is the side with foundation, this is the side without. Before we brighten, I'm going to go in with the Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm to really sculpt my face and give that lift. Using the Precision Sculpt Shaping Brush, I'm going to make sure that the product is really distributed evenly within the brush and start to sculpt my face. I like to do a tapping motion instead of sweeping. That way the product is laid down nicely. Now that I'm nice and sculpted, I'm going to go in with the lighter shade to brighten. Like using my concealer brush, these are the areas that I like to brighten. The Glossy Balm in the shade Watermelon. I'm going to use my multi-purpose brush and again pressing the product into the brush so it distributes evenly. I'm gonna lightly apply it into my cheek. These colors are really pigmented and have a really nice glow. I've done some eyeliner and just use a little bit of the shaping balm to shape around my lips. I'm just gonna take that Glossy Balm and apply a little bit of that color to the center of my lips. Using the Bio Blurring setting powder, I'm just gonna set underneath my eyes in just areas that I'm going to apply powder. I'm gonna use the dual-ended brush and the bronzer, and applying the bronzer right above where we apply the contour. The forehead area, I also like to apply the bronzer in the eyes just to give some depth. Finishing it up by applying the Glossy Balm in the shade Cinnamon. Going to apply a little bit of the Glossy Highlighter Balm in the shade Champagne, which is one of my favorite colors, to the high points of my cheek, a little bit on the forehead, and down the nose. Applying a bit of the lip glaze, and this is the final look. Super glowy, super fresh, sculpted and lifted.
Okay, now let me add my final thoughts. I think one thing people are finally understanding now is that beauty is not really about becoming perfect. It's more about becoming the best version of yourself, because chasing perfection usually leads to insecurity. Okay, but learning what works for you, that will build your confidence, and confidence changes how somebody carries themselves. Because you may find a girl who feels clean, healthy, confident, and comfortable in her natural becomes more attractive, not because she's trying too hard, but because she feels good within herself. And mostly, social media has made many girls believe they need expensive products, heavy makeup, designer clothes, or unrealistic beauty standards just to feel worthy. But real beauty is usually built through small, consistent habits repeated over time. Things like healthy skin, healthy hair, good hygiene, good sleep, soft energy or self-care, even confidence. That's why beauty maxing should never become self-hate. It should simply be self-improvement from a beauty place. Because the goal is not becoming somebody else. The goal is becoming the most confident, feminine, healthy, and peaceful version of you. So a quick question. Girls, what beauty habit genuinely improved your confidence the most lately? Comment below, let's help one another. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with somebody who might want to see this. Thank you for being with me. See you next time.